So, no worries. Thank you for that. In a minute. Thank you. Here's that, Libby. Hey, sorry for late. So, welcome everyone. This is the point of this wonderful studio class that we have is to talk about performance techniques, to talk about some of the things that we just don't have time to work on with our teachers in our short 45-minute lessons that we take. I'm Professor Beatty. I teach voice here, and I'm also a professional singer, recitalist. I do a lot of performing in this sort of format as well as many other formats. And so I just wanted to share some of my the knowledge that I've gained over the course of my career doing these kind of performances with y'all, so you feel like you know what you're doing when you go on stage and you don't feel like you just end up here and you're like, okay, I made it, but now what? Okay? So we're just going to talk about some really basic stuff today. We'll talk about getting on the stage, getting off the stage, and then how to bow with other people that are on stage with you, things like that. So.
We want to move this back.
Yeah, we can move back a little. Great. All right. So the first thing, can everybody stand up? I know not all of us are playing today. The first thing we're going to practice is just how to do a nice and easy bow, which is something that we have to do on stage and can be really awkward. So all of us together, I'll demonstrate first and we'll do it together. I'm going to think in my head, did I shine my shoes today? Yes, I shined my shoes today. Can we try it? Here we go. Did I shine my shoes today? Yes, I shined my shoes today. Awesome. If you come out here and you're like, then it looks a little crazy. If you come out here and you're like, thank you so much, and you do something really gigantic in a context where it isn't quite appropriate, that's also going to feel weird for both you and your audience. So we're going to keep things really simple. And then if Dr. Lee wouldn't mind helping me out, we're going to come on stage together. So the other thing is that if you're working on stage with someone else, another really important thing about being on stage with others is making sure that you acknowledge the work that they're doing, that they acknowledge the work that you're doing. We're all a team together on stage. So we're going to walk on stage together, yeah, and say I'm the soloist, and Dr. Lee prefers to maybe come on stage second. Then I'm going to come on stage. It's not going to be there. I'm going to wait patiently until she is in the position that she'd like to be in order to just sit down and play, and then we're going to bow. Did I shine my shoes today? Yes, I shined my shoes today. And it's great to make eye contact. It's great to be together at the end of a piece. So this is something you can also do. Is that, you know, we finish, and then we get up, we look at each other, we create eye contact, we're there together on stage. You might be playing with an entire band. Do we have jazz folks here today? Great. So you might have your whole group up on stage with you. You might be the band leader. You need to make sure that you acknowledge everyone that's on stage with you. Then you can all bow together if you like. That looks really great at the end of the show. Or you can, you can also acknowledge each one of the people that's on stage with you, but you want to be making sure, even if someone is doing very little, quote unquote, in terms of what they're doing on stage with you, everyone's equal on stage together, okay? Now the second thing is just being great audience members. So today this is not going to be very long, but we're going to just leave our phones away, okay? Unless you are taking, a video for someone especially, but we've got a video going, so you'll be recorded, okay? That helps all of us to just focus and feel like what we're doing matters, all right? So we're going to go in order, and we're just going to enter the stage, say what we're going to perform, say your name, say what you're going to perform, the name of the piece. I'll bring a stand on stage for you if you need it. I'll bring a chair on stage for you if you need it, okay? And then perform the piece, and then practice at the end bowing together or bowing by yourself. If you're coming out by yourself and you have your instrument and there's a music stand, there's a couple things you want to focus on. One is positioning your music stand so that the audience can see the most of your body possible. If you're playing an instrument or you're singing, they are getting a lot of information from your body language as well as the sounds that you're making. And so if you keep your music stand as flat as possible for comfortable music reading, And if you're someone that has a really lot of pages of a score, you can also put 2 music stands and tape it out so that you don't have to turn pages. That's another really important thing to think about. All of these little logistics when you come on stage, and be able to not have to be doing a lot of extra stuff, okay? So what I'm gonna be thinking about, like, can the audience see me? So I'm not gonna have, if I were a little short, I'm not gonna have the music stand up here and saying to you, oh, you can't see my face, right? So just thinking about those things as you make yourself available to your audience. Another thing is that when you come out on stage, you have the opportunity to look at your audience, to look at the members of your audience, to smile, to be like, I'm excited to be here. And even if you have panic inside of you, which as a performer, I always have panic inside of me when I'm walking on stage, that never goes away. If you're someone that gets nervous, when you smile, it communicates to your body, things are okay. And it communicates to your audience, I'm happy to be here. And so even if you're panicking, also smile, okay? And it helps all of us to feel like we're here together doing this really fun thing. Okay, so let's start with our first person, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, as I think about things, I'll just mention them as we go. Okay, so we'll work on doing a full performance, okay? Yeah, so if you wanna come, and we'll position you like, is this looking?
So one thing, I don't know if anybody plays trombone, it's usually just trumpet and trombone. I'm sorry to interrupt,
No.
but I didn't get a chance to.
Can you introduce yourself so that we
Hi,
can?
that's a great idea. My name is John Manning, I'm the trumpet teacher here. I'm retired from the band at West Point, spent 21 years in the Army. I was on the road with big band, played on cruise ships, I played all kinds of stuff. I stuck with symphony, ballet, opera, played big band and shows around here. So for brass instruments, they're directional. We generally do not want to be like this because I don't think any of you would want the bell pointed straight at you. So Jacob has done recitals in Massachusetts before he got here. So for us, we want to be more on an angle like this, so you play this way. And another thing that does for us, it checks the box, and as Spady pointed out, that you want the audience to be able to see you, so that it stands not in front of you, but it makes eye contact super easy, so you can communicate with your collaborators.
Yeah, okay, a different bringing up eye contact, because that's another thing that really matters. So even though I'm a singer, and I might be positioned in this sort of space, I'm always going to be with a lot of my body open to my collaborator. And while we're talking about eye contact, I'd love to make a goal that when you perform, each one of you perform your piece, can you, if there's someone else on stage with you, make eye contact with that person, like obvious eye contact, at least twice over the course of your performance, okay? So that we get the sense as an audience, we are being clued into the fact that the two of you are there together, you're working together, you're doing stuff together. Okay, so that's just sort of a goal. So let's try it. So your stand is ready, you can go up with Dr. Lee. Yeah, you're gonna play. So now you're gonna do it. So you're gonna try your bow. Yeah, it's all good. So you're gonna try your bow, and then you're gonna play, and then you're gonna try your bow at the end. Okay. All right. We're making a little microcosm, like a teeny tiny recital. Woo! Go to the side of your stand, you don't have to go out front, that's great, just so that you can be seen, that's great. And then line yourself up and let us know what you're going to sing, or what your name is. Oh, sing, I guess you're going to play, sorry, I'm such a singer.
Hello, I'm James Simon, and I'll be playing the Marcello Vocal Concerto in C minor. Second and third movement.
Sometimes when we're using music, we are counting, we are in the music, we cannot look up. Sometimes, like, for example, you just had a perfect example where at the end of the slow section, Dr. Lee had an outro, essentially, and we knew that we could drop the music from your eyes for a second because you know that you're going to come in next if, especially, you mark your music. So I would mark the beginning of the third movement, for example, with a big old highlighter, so that your eyes, when you look down, come right to where they need to go, so that you could potentially, while she's playing that gorgeous, all those gorgeous slow chords, watch her with your whole eyes and body. You can, this is called giving and taking focus, or pulling focus. This is like a theater thing, but we do all of us do it on stage. Where, if I'm the one that's performing, or I'm the one that has sort of the thing that is giving the audience the most information in terms of my musical execution, then, you know, I'm doing the things. And then, when I'm not, then I'm going to turn my body towards what's happening. That's important. This is really great in jazz when people are changing solos, that you can, the other people that are on stage that aren't super busy, right? But if you're not busy, then you can turn your body towards the person that is doing the thing that you want the audience to pay the most attention to. And we want the audience to pay the most attention to the most interesting thing that's going on at that time, right? It's also just a sign of respect and of being present and listening, right? Which is, we're there together on stage. So you can turn your whole body and listen, and then when it's time to come back, you find that place in the score where you highlighted so that you know your eyes go right there, and you're ready to begin moving free, okay? So it's just an added thing that I'll just keep, you know, throwing these things out as we go. Oh. Stop, can't get it. Oh, thank you so much. All right, who's next? Brendan, I think, right? Great. You'll need to stand too.
Thanks, Jen.
Sure thing. See ya. See ya. See you. Thanks, y'all. So we're gonna set you up so that the audience gets the most of you. So, depending on where you are holding your instrument, right, so we can show. Yeah. So, and then is that easy for you to look out the side? That works really well for you, okay, great. So this is awesome because we can see everything that's going on. And yeah, exactly, even thinking about, people that are over there and that you're giving kind of full body, especially when you're doing solo stuff, that you can sort of acknowledge the whole audience with your body, so you don't always have to be stuck. Okay, so let's practice coming on stage by yourself and bowing. Did I shine my shoes today? Yes, I shined my shoes today, and you can tell us what you're gonna play.
I'm Brendan, and I'll be playing the first movement of Bach's First Cello Suite, arranged for viola.
Great, thank you very much. So I'm in a duo with a violist now called Space Pants. And we play a gigantic plastic drainage tube. We put microphones down in it and we make crazy sounds with lure pants that are covered in space. And we use the same stuff that we learned here. We use the same kind of stage techniques. We use things like pulling focus. We really pay attention to how we're presenting ourselves, and we also have learned some very careful techniques on our gigantic plastic drainage tube. So this stuff applies everywhere. It applies if you're a singer-songwriter and you roll out in a cafe. You need to know where you're coming from, where you're going, when you're going to stand up and bow and acknowledge the audience, right? All of those kinds of things need to happen no matter what performance is happening. So this is all, contextual, and it moves beyond. So thank you so much. That was super beautiful. And when you come out to bow, you can go ahead and say it if you want. When you come out to bow, it helps a lot too, and this can be at the beginning or the end. We don't always bow at the beginning of the performance. we may be doing just like one piece. In which case, we would probably just come out, do the piece, and then bow to acknowledge at the end. But either way, when we bow, we want to stop moving and set ourselves. You can never bow too slowly. You can definitely bow too fast, but you can never bow too slowly. So I can walk out like this. It wasn't too much. It was like, I acknowledged I looked at you all, okay? So you can still your body, you can take a moment, you can really acknowledge the people that you're looking at or in your audience, okay? Oh, let's go to the next person. Ooh, what's next? Oh, I got two more. Let's see. Okay, LeBron, it's you. So another thing you might want to do, if you can, just preset your music on stage. That depends on the situation that you're in. But if you're able to, then presetting your music means that you don't have to carry something extra out on stage that you can easily drop, blah, blah, blah. So we want to reduce the number of factors or little details that you have to deal with always, okay? To the most predictable possible situation. I'm going to bring the lights down. We're just like bring up a little, we've got the stage lights on. I'm going to bring the room lights down now. We don't have that long before we're all going to fall asleep because it's so gross out today. So we'll just do a little bit of it, okay? Okay, so the job after you set yourself up is to come out and, did I shine my shoes today, bow, without running into any of this stuff, right? And with also keeping your base in a position that you feel comfortable with, where you don't feel like you're going to drop it. Yeah! Excellent. And then you can always take the time if you need to set yourself up. Tell us what your name is and what you're going to play for us.
My name is LeBron, and I will be playing Meshek's second sonata for double bass, just the first one.
All right.
Should I play the whole thing? It's going to be like 7 minutes. Does that matter?
You should play what's about 5 minutes of it,
Okay.
if that feels comfortable to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Especially if there's like a reasonable stopping point. If not, it's cool. You can go all the way through. But if there's something where it's like, there are kind of sections, you could do like most of the sections.
All right.
Just dig on in and keep going. Woo! Get it. Okay, I got an idea for you. Okay. Shake it off. So what's really important, and thank you for having this moment, this is why we're having a class and not just up in front of people right away, because these are really important things. So you sound totally gorgeous. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. It's really important when we're on stage to never stop. Nobody's heard this beat before. Even if you're doing something that people have heard before, like the mistakes to us and the experience of our mistakes are so much worse for us than they are for the audience. The audience doesn't know. Okay? So even if there is, I could, no matter what's happening to you on stage, no matter what kind of things are coming out of your mouth or out of the sound of your instrument, keep going, because you will get back on. And we won't remember. We will remember if you stop.
Yeah.
Because then we'll be like, I wonder if that was right. And then we'll feel uncomfortable, and then we'll remember, right? But if you don't stop, no matter what sounds come out, right? And you sound beautiful, so you don't need to worry, okay? It's much more important to get through without stopping than it is to be perfect. We will never be perfect on stage. And those of us that study the classical and jazz arts oftentimes want to be perfect. That's something that is inherent to wanting to study this kind of music, okay? Shake it all up. Let yourself go, you're doing great. And can we start again from the beginning? And yeah, and I want you to play it like you've never heard it. Like it's the last time you're ever going to use a play on stage. This is your final performance. Okay? You don't have to go, like, well, let's go through. Where did we stop? Come out to me.
Here-ish.
Okay, so let's see. What kind of is
Really, this is the end of the section.
Okay.
So if I just, I guess, get through that part.
Yeah. Okay. So start from the beginning.
Yes.
Not stopping no matter what. Okay? No matter what. Woo! Okay, let's do it. Woo, woo, woo. so awesome the first section went when we knew we weren't allowed to stop. All of a sudden you had some forward movement and trajectory that we didn't get before, right? So another thing is as you're working on stuff, you don't have to be perfect. You do have to keep going. So you want to practice, also practice keeping going. It's really hard, you all. It's really hard, especially if you're alone in a practice room and you're like, oh, that wasn't right, I just gotta go back and fix it. So sometimes when you're practicing, never stop, no matter what happens. I'll just show you one more thing. I can sit at the piano. I am not a pianist, y'all. And be like, or I could go like this. Did you think that was a real piece? I mean, it's about commitment on stage, right? So you can, kind of pretend as you're going, oh, I'm just playing a weird modern piece right now that has crazy notes, and I'm just going to deal with it until my fingers really get to note. Yeah? Okay? So allow yourself to be imperfect because it's more fun and we will never be perfect. It's really annoying, but we're never. Okay? Thank you so much. You sound gorgeous. So just keep working on going
That's
straight
actually
through it.
The main thing we talk about in our lessons each time is look at your music and play it.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, when we're on stage, these simple things become really hard, okay? The stage is like, I'm going to get up here and eat a cheese sandwich. But there's a tiger standing in front of me, ready to kill me, right? Like we have that feeling of so we have to eliminate as many possible little things that could go wrong. We have to keep going no matter what, we have to commit, and we have to set ourselves up so that we feel like no matter what happens at the end of that, no matter what happens, you still get up and you bow. I've made up 2 entire pages of French before, and then at the end, been like, thank you so much. I didn't let anybody know. Because the people that didn't know the French didn't know. Yeah, that's what it's like. That's why being on stage is fun, because something's always going to go wrong. And then it's like, how do you solve it? Okay?
I was backing track.
Yeah, put it on the system. Okay, this is our fun performer. If anybody wants to stand up and just wiggle a little bit, feel free. It's like the grossest pleasure. What we do, is it like a YouTube kind of thing?
Yeah,
Or
it's on YouTube.
right, let's pull it up. Just one second. Right through this. Sort of annoying system. Yeah, so, and also, then we can put it through the word, so we'll be able to hear it much better. Did y'all wiggle enough? This is really annoying. How many hours can it possibly take? All right, it's just things. We're going to take your phone, and we're going to hook it into this Bluetooth. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is B06 Plus, which, turn off. And then see if you can find it on your phone. Just run
Yeah, I got it.
All right, cool. That was going great for a minute. came in and put this whole new technology system in, which is not great. No offense to them, but,
Anyone got a speaker? No?
what?
Anyone got a speaker?
Yeah, right, but that's what I was trying to just like bypass it and get into this, into the Bluetooth, but that's also not working, so we're trying this. 1 second.
Anyone put a chord progression by a year on piano?
What?
I don't know, I'm pretty funny that.
Yeah.
Or I can play the piano for you, as you saw. I'm an excellent pianist. You never know. All right, let's try this. Let's see if we can. Why did you die?
Well, then I could.
We can look into it. Okay, great. Let's do that. You must have.
Okay,
I think. That's
let
fine.
me just check.
See, always something goes wrong on stage. What we'll be doing right now, if we were at a concert, somebody would have to be out here like performing for you all or doing something to occupy you, right?
Okay, it's working.
That sounds promising. We'll turn it up.
We'll,
Try again.
1, 2, a 1.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so, could you have somebody start that for me? Or you can
Could I
play
just
your
put it
music.
on the stand,
Yeah,
though?
totally. That would be fine.
do that, that might be better.
That would be fine. All right. So, come on stage, Val, tell us who you are, what you're gonna play.
I'm Jack. I'll be playing How High the Moon.
I don't know who wrote that one, do you? We should find out.
I don't remember right now, but I haven't seen it,
Me either, I can't remember, but
so.
somebody important, famous.
1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, everyone, that was great. Does anybody have any questions or anything else they want to discuss before we take off? You saw lots of examples of how it's really fun to be on stage, how it's a little bit scary to be on stage, how we've always got things we need to think about. Okay, it's hard for all of us. It's terrifying. But you were all really great. Okay, thanks a lot. Next semester, if you're a performance minor, you're playing today, then we'll do a concert, a public concert, so you can try some of this stuff out. Yeah, I do. I'm like an opera singer. Well, I'll have other stuff. Yeah. Hey, I have a really fun class that I teach called Music 150, singing for anybody. It's totally like,
I just don't have like the exact, I don't think that's the same.
oh yeah, but you know, you can come take that class. It's like shower singers, everybody who wants to just like, you know, work on the stuff. Well, I work with lots of fabulous professional pianists, so I'm just taking it and looking like that. See ya. What'd you say? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's something in here or not. Usually there's an acapella group that comes in like probably at 7. So yeah, just sit for a few minutes. I'm gonna take this camera with me. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still-
like.
Still working on my improvisational skills.
Oh,
so-
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, there's a first time to do it in front of other people, right?
Yeah.
And that's always a moment when we're dealing with it because it's the first time.